Hello and welcome to Harrisburg Multicultural Festival's Diversity Celebration event. My name is Shreya Gorsa and I will be your host for tonight. We are bringing forth this special video for people of Harrisburg as we celebrate April as a month of diversity. Our theme for this special month is celebrating diversity by giving back to communities in Harrisburg. And we will accomplish this by a food drive with support from all our volunteers and donors. Stay tuned for more details about how you can participate in this goal. We will have a very special message from our guest speaker, followed by performance, traditional games, and informational videos. And now it is my honor to introduce Mr. Jim Spina, Director of Harrisburg Parks and Recreation. We are all in for a huge treat today, and without further ado, please join me in welcoming Mr. Jim Spina.
It's a difference in culture, religion, background, education, or gender. Diversity means so much more than being tolerant of others. It means learning from each other and realizing that while we are different, we all strive for unity. In my role as Director of Parks and Recreation, I must apply all that I learn about diversity and ensure that all residents of our community receive the same opportunity to grow and thrive both recreationally and culturally.
Lasciatemi morire, lasciatemi morire, e chi volete voi che mi conforte in così dura sorte, in così gran martire. Lasciatemi morire, lasciatemi morire.
Hi there, my name is Vinny Satoshi,
My name is Lucas Costa.
and we're gonna go and talk about Brazil.
So, Vinna, did you know that I was born in Brazil?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really cool. So basically, here's a brief history on Brazil. So basically, during the age of exploration, Portugal and Spain were battling for the entirety of South America. And then they finally came to an accord years later that Portugal gets Brazil and Spain gets the rest of South America. So that's why the majority of South America speaks Spanish, except for Brazil, where Brazil speaks Portuguese.
Oh, so all these like smaller states were colonies now united under Portugal,
Exactly.
and now named Brazil.
Exactly. They were all Portuguese colonies that all came together under Pedro II, and they were actually led to freedom in 1822.
Oh, that's cool. What are some famous tourist attractions that you would visit when you go to Brazil?
So the most famous one is obviously Christ the Redeemer. It overlooks the entire city of Rio de Janeiro, and it's really beautiful, and it's always somewhere you should go when you go to Brazil. And then what I find really interesting is that Brazil has one of the most diverse beaches and most beaches out of any other country. They're all clean, beautiful, and they're all very different where you go anywhere along the coast. And not only that, but also the wildlife and biodiversity and obviously the rainforest is amazing.
What are some foods you like to eat when you go visit Brazil?
So if you're gonna have a party food, I would honestly definitely go with feijoada. So that's kind of like Brazilian gumbo, right? So you add some barbecued sausage, some black beans, some farofa, steak. So basically farofa, no one ever knows what this is, but it's kind of like sand, but it's like ground up yucca root. And then if you want, you add some bacon to it, you add some basil to it, but it ended up tasting really good. And obviously we're going to add rice. Rice is like the main sort of side dish with all of the food because rice goes good with everything in Brazilian meals. And then if you want some sort of like tangy flavor with your food, sliced oranges actually go really well with this, surprisingly.
Well, it looks really good. What are some other foods you enjoy eating when you go visit?
So what I really like is stroganoff. So basically, this is like a cream chicken. So it's like chicken breast and then we add cream, and we also like to add potato sticks to it, and obviously rice, because rice goes good with this too. And then Brazilians would normally eat this as like their lunch, because it's sort of a light food and it gets you through the day because it has a lot of carbohydrates in it.
Wow, that looks really good. Well, anyways, I'm gonna hand it over to Nisha, and she's gonna talk about some commonly played games in Brazil, and I think she might be playing one of them with one of her friends.
Hi, my name is Nisha Jackson-Polly, and I'll be presenting different games that are popular or originated in Brazil. So the first game is Buraco, which is a card game that's a variation of canasta, which originated in Uruguay and Argentina. So the name Buraco means hole in English, alluding to the negative score that occurs when a partnership is formed. So the steps for this game is to first keep the first card, then you can potentially place at least one meld down. Then dispose of a single card from the hand face up to end the first player's turn. Next, dispose of the first card face up and take a second card from the deck and potentially place one of the melds down. Repeat step 2, but this time with the second card. Finally, continue this process to continue the game. The next game that we found was Brazilian Jats, which is also known as Brazilian Checkers, which is a board game that follows the conventional rules of checkers but on a smaller board. The conventional board follows a 10x10 pattern, while Brazilian Checkers follows an 8x8 board. The number of checkers also varies between the two, 12 instead of 20 per person. Next, I'd like to show a video of me and a friend playing this game so you could get a visualization of how it's played in Brazil. So this is a traditional Brazilian Jat game where people play on an 8x8 board and each player has 12 checker pieces. So the goal of the game is to move around your pieces in a way that you can jump over the opponent's piece and capture theirs. And as you can see, the red player is winning in this round.
I just want to say thank you guys for visiting Brazil, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day at the Harrisburg Multicultural Festival.
Hi, I'm Shreya G.
And I'm Shreya N.
And today we're going to be making some potato dumplings.
In Germany, potato dumplings are called Kartoffelklöße.
So we chose this country because I'm really interested in the history of Germany.
And I wanted to do Germany because I've actually been there before, and while I was there, I loved their foods.
So potato dumplings are a really popular German dish, and potatoes itself are really popular in Germany, and they're the #1 producer in the European Union. And dumplings are made in many varieties around Europe, but in Germany they use potatoes because they're really versatile and they taste really good.
Other traditional German dishes are, well, for appetizers are live pretzels, potato salad, sausages, and German meatballs. Some traditional German dishes are potato pancakes and canola. Some traditional German desserts are Oma's Apfelhölzchen, which is grandma's apple cake. And Black Forest cake.
The fact about potatoes in Germany is that they're the #1 producer in the European Union, and they produce about 11 million tons a year, which makes up 20% of the harvest. And the average German eats about 57 kilograms of potatoes a year.
Some fun facts about Germany are Germany has been one of the countries to dominate the Olympics, and the last one was held in 1972, in Germany at least. The German economy is the largest economy in Europe and the 4th largest economy in the world. And Albert Einstein was actually born in Germany before he came to the USA.
So let's make some potato dumplings.
Yep, let's get to it.
A sport native to the United States, volleyball was invented in 1895 by William G. Morgan, physical director of the Young Men's Christian Association, also known as the YMCA, in Holyoke, Massachusetts. Volleyball is a team sport in which 2 teams of 6 players are separated by a net. Each team tries to score points by grounding a ball on the other team's court under organized rules. Volleyball can be enjoyed indoors as well as the outdoor setting, also known as beach volleyball. The game begins with a serve which can then be volleyed up to 3 times in order to get the ball over the net. The team that can successfully ground the ball on the opposing court wins the point for that round. Here we see an underhand serve which can be used as an alternate to the traditional overhand serve. This is a traditional overhand serve which is more powerful than the underhand serve. The most powerful way to score a point in volleyball is to spike the ball to the other side of the court, where the team setter will set the ball to the spiker, who will then hit the ball powerfully enough to ground it to the other side. A typical game of volleyball is usually played up to 25 points. Players can choose to come up close to the net and jump in order to block the ball to prevent the spike from hitting the ground. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you on behalf of Harrisburg Multicultural Festival team for joining us today to celebrate our Diversity Month and supporting our food drive. Harrisburg Multicultural Festival team's endeavor over the past few years has been to connect our diverse communities so that they can share their rich tradition, values, and culture through arts, music, dance, traditional games, and food, so that we can embrace our similarities and differences. Join us. Together, we can make a big difference.
Watching those videos, and I hope you enjoyed them. On behalf of the Harrisburg Multicultural Festival's executive team, we want to thank everybody who contributed to our Diversity Month efforts and those who contributed to our food drive. If you are interested in representing a country or joining our volunteer team, please let us know, and we will love to have you as a part of the effort. And everybody else, we will see you on September 18th. Thank you.